Hello, one and all, and welcome to Creative Spark, my YouTube show where I talk to cool people about the cool things that they are doing. With me today is the only monk entirely made of wood. It's Chris from Treantmonk's temple. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's Friday when we're recording this, and it's nice that it's the end of the week. It's been a week, as it so frequently is. It's my first week back full time work after like a week of holiday. So it's always a bit rough readjusting.
Yeah.
And my daughter started school again this week, so it's a whole thing. Life, as it turns out, is tiring.
What grade is your daughter in?
She's just hit year two. I don't know what grade. I think it might
Oh
be
yeah.
grade three, maybe. I'm not sure how closely it translates, but yeah. So it's like where the school actually starts. They actually have to start learning stuff instead of just playing, uh, which I think she's going to enjoy, but we'll see how it goes. But yes, we're not here to talk about me being tired because otherwise that'd be every interview and that'd be incredibly boring. We are here to talk about your YouTube channel and your path into it. So your first video came out nearly 7 years ago, exactly, around about this
Yeah.
time 7 years ago.
I think it was in November.
Yeah,
Was it in November? Yeah.
I believe so.
Um, but yeah, 2018.
Hmm.
I think. Yeah.
What spurred you to want to start a YouTube channel?
Yeah. So I did. I was already active in like the online community. I did guides
Hmm.
for D&D and for Pathfinder and all that stuff, written guides. And I had an event at work that made me want to leave. And so I was wondering what I could do that wouldn't just be the same thing in a
Yeah,
different place, right? But I was really only qualified for that. So I was trying to think of other things, that I'm good at, and I'm like, well, I play a lot of role playing games. And then I was looking on YouTube, and somebody was talking about how they were now professional DM,
mm.
and that they had kind of built up an audience through YouTube, and was able to be a professional DM through that. And I'm like, that's worth a try. So I did that at the same time as working for 2 years, almost. And when COVID hit, my work got really bad. Um, and then I wasn't quite ready to just live off YouTube yet,
Mm.
but it was a case of I had to quit one or the other.
Hmm.
And so we really stripped our budget right to the bone, and I made the leap because I just didn't see staying in that job for much longer than that anyway. So it was best thing I ever did.
Very cool. Was there a specific moment you felt like it was going to be a realistic thing to do? Was there a video before that you were kind of?
No, I'm not an adventurous person. So I figured I'd try it for 2 years
Mm.
and see what happened. And if it didn't work out, didn't work out. But like I said, things were getting worse at work.
Mm.
And when I left work, when I quit work, I was very concerned that it wouldn't work out on YouTube. I had a conversation with my boss's boss to make sure that if things didn't work out, could I come back?
Mm.
And they had assured me that that would be fine. They would have a spot for me if I did. So, I left on very good terms,
It's good.
but fortunately, I did not need to go back.
was was there a moment after starting it where it kind of everything clicked into place and you realized it was going to work out?
Yeah, I guess like the income, it was really the change was as I got into it full time, I noticed I could I started to include a higher level Patreon tier where
Mm.
I ran D&D and they would play. And that started to become a popular tier to
Mm.
join. So my Patreon income started to increase. And then it kind of got to the point where I was no longer panicking about, meeting my
Yeah.
expenses. And once that hit, I'm like, okay, YouTube, of course, you can never be fully guaranteed that tomorrow
Yeah.
it's not going to flush down the drain, right? But I at least was at the point where I could breathe easy. Is if I can maintain this, I'm okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And that took about a year, close to a year, maybe 9 months.
After leaving the job.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Are things more comfortable now, presumably?
They're well. This year has been tough again because the YouTube income has gone significantly down this year, but nowhere near where it was when I first started.
Just a matter of like tightening the belt buckles rather than panicking too much.
Well, yeah, I'd had the luxury of putting a little bit away, and we were doing like some vacations and stuff. And yeah, not next year, but yeah, I'm pretty good at budgeting, so we don't have to, and neither of us have expensive tastes, so
That's always good. Um, is your channel still growing? Presumably.
it's growing, but it grows quite slowly at
Okay.
this point. Yeah.
Have you considered kind of changing the scope of your niche to try to boost the growth, or are you happy just doing what you want to do?
I like what I do, so I would change my niche if necessity required it.
Mm,
Um, at this point, it hasn't, but I do like what I do now, and I'm not sure how good I'd be at something else.
mm.
Right? Like what I talk about now is the stuff that I'm passionate about, and if it was something else I was talking about, I don't know if my content would be very good.
That makes sense. It's important to want to talk about the stuff you're talking about, I think. So,
That's right. A lot of people who are on YouTube, they're really good at editing, or they're really good in front of the camera. Um, the I'm none of those things, right? All I have is I'm passionate about what I talk about, and it connects with enough people.
mm,
Um, and yeah, if I didn't have that, I don't think I would make it as a YouTuber.
makes sense. You've recently started doing not just like general builds, but you've started doing the builds that you'd actually play as well. Those are
Yeah.
really, really interesting videos, I think. What kind of spurred you
Well,
onto doing those ones?
what specifically spurred me onto that is a way to do. I guess that would be part of going into a slightly different niche.
Mm,
Is that is a kind of build that you don't see online.
yeah,
There are everyone does builds, but not everyone does builds that they've played
yeah,
or that they will ever play,
yeah,
for that matter, right?
yeah, for sure.
And so I thought if I can bring it, because I play a lot.
Mm,
Um, so if I can start, when I play something that I think was cool or effective or something like that, if I can do a video for that, I think it brings something that regular builds don't.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because most regular builds are more akin to you get Will who does like the crazy OP stuff. Colby obviously
Yeah.
does the super by the numbers spreadsheets. It's nice seeing builds where it's like, no, this is actually like this will work from level 1 till level whatever it goes up to. And I can't imagine. Well, I know Colby doesn't play most of his builds. He said as much in my interviews with him, and he'd have to
Yeah.
play
He
an
doesn't get.
ungodly amount of D&D to get through them. So
Yeah, and he doesn't get a chance to play all that often. Like I was talking with Colby and some other colleagues,
mm.
and we were discussing how much we play, and I play more than all of them put together by a lot.
How much do you play?
Usually 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah. Do you mostly DM or mostly play?
50-50.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's the dream. Is the nice mix. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I prefer to play to DM,
Mm.
but I still enjoy DMing. But you give me the choice, I'll play. I think maybe it's about uh, just the workload involved,
Yeah.
right? And not just prep, but there when you are DMing, you're keeping track of so many things at the same time. It's like mental work,
Yeah.
right? And so after a session where I'm DMing, I'm always a little bit exhausted,
Yeah,
right?
perfectly reasonable.
But not when I'm playing, right? So it's just more relaxing to play, I think.
How do you go about building the character side of things, not the mechanical side of things, when you're playing?
You mean concept wise?
Yeah.
I mostly steal from existing fantasy fiction,
Mm.
right? Right. There was a character that I saw somewhere that I enjoyed,
Mm.
so I will draw from that, and sometimes I'll put my own spin on it. But it like I don't know if I've come up with a lot of really original concept ideas. I think most of my characters you could find characters that exist in fiction somewhere that I've scooped out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And
and I think even sometimes maybe not intentionally. Like I think just subconsciously. Yeah. I'd be a terrible songwriter because I'd be sued a lot.
I think it's nearly impossible to come up with a completely original character, to be fair. It's very easy to be like, oh, this is a really cool idea. And then at some point, like you say, you're like, oh, I totally stole that from this other, like this book or
Yeah,
this show
I've
or a
done that where
game.
I've done a voice, right? And I was
Right.
doing the voice, and I thought this is a cool original voice, and then it just hit me where I had stolen it from.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the same with an NPC recently. I was doing the voice, I was really happy with it. And then a clip of Dimension 20 came up and it was Brennan doing all his NPC voices. And it was like, oh, I've just stolen that. Like 100% stolen that entire thing. Oops. I'm still happy with it and my players like it, but
Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter
no.
unless you're selling the content.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
I don't feel bad for nicking ideas.
No, of course not. Uh, you originally started doing a lot of tier lists for spells, was a lot of your
Okay,
early
yeah,
content.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
At what point did you decide to kind of move on to more like subclass rankings and things like that?
What I mean, the reason I started with spells was because that's what I was more leaning into with my on class guides,
Mm.
or my that I had done beforehand, right? So it was I had a little bit of a built-in audience for
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, but I always knew that I wouldn't be doing that all the time,
Yeah.
right? You can't make a YouTube video just talking about spells. Um, but I figured I would start there and then probably do some character builds
Mm-hmm.
and see where that took me, right? And a lot of the times, what I end up doing is I'll read a Reddit post and somebody will be asking about something and I will have an answer.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, rather than actually write down my answer, I think that's a video, right?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. You've got to
Yeah.
find inspiration somewhere. It's hard to make videos weekly. So
I take a day every week where I just think of video topics. That's what I do.
do you
Yeah.
have a massive list of undone videos then?
I wish. I have a handful of unfinished videos, but maybe enough to fill a couple months.
Are you do you have things planned in advance video wise? Are you one of the
Yeah.
YouTubers who has stuff scheduled?
I usually yeah. So the videos are usually it depends. Like you get something like an Unearthed Arcana
Yeah.
out, you need to get that out,
Yep.
right? But for most of my stuff, I usually have a video done 2 weeks before it's released publicly, and I release it to patrons
Mm.
early, right? But I try to stay about 2 weeks ahead, and then if something comes up, then
You bump it
I
up.
don't have to worry if
Yeah.
I have to take a little bit of time off or whatever. Um, and so, yeah, I try to stay about 2 weeks ahead.
Makes sense. Uh, let's talk about Unearthed Arcanas then. You're obviously a big fan of the temp health and teleport thing that we're going through at the moment.
Oh yes, well, my only concern about giving out temporary hit points and teleports is I think it's a little bit too unique at this point.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a couple more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you've got 6 subclasses for a class, I would hope that 4 to 5 of them could do it.
I think there might be at least one of the classes that doesn't have 2 to 3 subclasses that do that specific thing. I think that's a real shame. Do
Yes,
you?
obviously I'm
I know.
joking.
Do you take the Unearthed Arcanas as being a sign of the design that's coming through, or as them just kind of testing the waters with what they're considering? Because obviously we do get a lot of very samey vibes in the UAs, and that's not always what translates to the release. The Purple Dragon Knight apparently has gone back to its banneret roots rather
Yeah,
than actually having a dragon, things like that.
yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about the process in itself?
Well, I don't know for sure because I'm just not on that side of
Mm,
the process. My gut instinct is that anything we see in UA is 60% likely to be published. I don't think there's a lot of let's just throw some mud at the wall and
mm,
see what sticks, right? I think anything they're releasing, they're really considering
mm.
publishing. Um, but I think I think it's not they release it as a play test,
Yeah,
but I don't think they're really looking for play testing. I think what they're looking for is community reaction,
reactions.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do people seem excited by this? Do people seem turned off by this? And then if they get turned off, okay, well, so I assume like with the Purple Dragon Knight, I
Mm.
assume they must have had lots of comments about how it betrayed the lore or something like that, right?
I wanted to fight with a dragon.
Yeah,
I'm a
me
simple
too.
man.
Me too. But that's the problem with with this kind of process is
Mm,
it's like democracy. Not everyone votes the way you vote. Yeah.
very true. Very true. You've also recently crossed over into a fully fledged TTRPG designer as well with the Cthulhu by Torchlight.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
how was
Yeah, I
that whole
got a
thing?
chance to work with Mike Merles, which was
Mm,
very cool because he's one of the for people who don't know, he was one of the lead designers for 5th edition D&D, along with Jeremy Crawford. But he left Wizards of the Coast a few years ago, and he had been working for um, Chaosium
mhm.
that does Cthulhu, and he still works with them a little bit. And he reached out to me, and I'd never even talked to him ever before.
Right.
Um, but he reached out to me about working with him on this project, and originally it was just he wanted me to consult for balance
Hmm.
to let him know if things were too powerful or not powerful enough. Um, but it kind of evolved from there into I got really involved in the design of the
Mm.
subclasses for this book, and it was really cool. Because of course he's one of the best known designers
Mm.
in the current space, right? So getting to see his raw ideas,
Yeah.
getting to see how he developed them, getting a chance to bounce ideas off of him was all just great experience, and it was a very positive thing. And we're still in contact. We kind of became friendly, and yeah, so the whole experience was a very nice experience.
That's good. Were you how nervous were you? I'm presuming you were nervous. So how nervous were you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was, of course, the main thing I'm concerned about is I would say things to him and him go, "Oh, thanks, yeah, that's good," and then not use it, right? you know, and have your. So I had a lot of anxiety
Mm.
going in that it wouldn't be good enough. But no, he actually, if I came up with an idea, there was about an 80% chance he used it. So um, it didn't end up being that way, but I was very concerned, of course, because I hadn't been in that position
Mm.
before, and you don't. Your audience always gives you good feedback, right?
Yeah.
Like you have those 2% of people who despise you,
Yeah.
and they're not telling you that the content's bad. They're telling you you suck as
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
being, So you can, that's very useful. And then, but most of the people who respond to my videos say, "Oh, great video, loved it, really enjoyed it." And so you got this lovely situation where most of the people you receive feedback from just are very easy on you, because not all my videos are as good as others, but the same people will still give me nice feedback. So thank you to you viewers. I'm so glad you're around. But when you're in a situation where it's now professional,
Mm.
that's then it's like, okay, and design is not something I've done a lot. I've done a little bit of design work before,
Mm.
but always like tiny projects. So in this case, it felt like I was really involved.
Mm.
And a project that's being released on D&D Beyond. So
Yeah.
a fairly big deal with a well-known person. So yeah, I was definitely nervous, really nervous, and I was concerned that my work would be substandard. But Mike seemed to like it, so uh, that was reassuring. And if I go into it again, I will be less nervous.
Is that something you do want to do more of?
Yeah, I think so, because I really like it. And I spend a lot of time critiquing other people's design,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like, maybe if I'm going to tell other people what, I think of their work, maybe I should, you know, turn it around and open myself up to a little bit of criticism too, right? And have a little bit more knowledge of that side of things.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll be looking for opportunities to do that kind of thing in the future.
What was the most surprising part of the process for you?
Uh, I think it was. What was the most surprising part of the process? I think it was how lax it was on the other end. Because I would send him information, and I wouldn't hear from him for weeks, and it's like, no good. And then I would send him another email, and I'd say, "Did you get it?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I used it all. Here's the document." But he wouldn't have, right? And I felt like he's so casual about it because I guess he's done it a trillion times,
Mm.
right? That he's not realizing I maybe need some reassurance or. So,
That's very funny. I can imagine that would be the case where he's like, "This is my day job," and you're like, "This is a huge deal," and just
yeah,
the
that's right.
disconnect there is that's very entertaining. What is the subclass from that book that you're most proud of?
I think the wizard one. Um, I did a fair bit of rebalancing with that one, and a fair bit of the design is mine, and I think it turned out pretty good. There's other subclasses I really like as well,
Mm.
uh, but I think the wizard turned out very well.
I like the barbarian quite a bit. It's
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
favorites. The banishment barbarian is a fantastic concept.
Yeah. So what happened, of course, is I got the final copy, and not everything is the way I saw it
Yeah.
in the and so there's some stuff like I'm going to be playing a hero fighter tonight,
Oh,
20th
exciting.
level,
Oh, very
and
exciting.
that thing is, I'm not sure it's not broken at 20th level, right? Like
I think it's one of the stronger fighter subclasses.
because
Yeah.
I'm going to be giving everybody I'm going to have a 24 charisma score because I've got an additional +2. So I am going to be giving everyone +7 to hit, +7 damage with every attack,
Hmm.
+7 to every saving throw, um, for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, okay, yeah, this really did. And I'm like, did I say that was good? And I had to go back to my notes and go, no, this wasn't. I'm okay. I'm not taking
I
responsibility,
have
but
been
I'm going to play
absolved.
it. I'm going to play it tonight and enjoy it.
The hero is a subclass that two of the people in my play group were immediately like, "Well, obviously, I need to play this as my next fighter subclass," and it's like I can see why.
Yeah.
It's
Not
fun
that I'm
concept.
against there being a powerful fighter subclass, but I kind of think if I was doing it myself,
Mm.
what I'd want to see is 4 subclasses for every class,
Mm.
with the subclasses rebalancing some of the classes, so that
Right.
you got some ranger subclasses that really turn it on at
Yeah.
level 11, and all of them do, all 4 do,
Yeah.
right? And that kind of thing. A rogue subclass where right at that, just when you're hitting tier 2, you get in that little bit of boost
Yeah.
there, right? But not nothing dramatic, but a little bit more than they get right now.
Yeah.
And and then tier 4 for barbarians,
Yes.
you know, uh, and so just to redo the whole thing, and then remove all the or as much duplication as you can,
Yeah.
so that everything does its own thing. That's what I would do. I do 48 new subclasses and say these can replace the current ones.
These are new. Please take these.
Yeah,
No, I mean that makes perfect sense. It's the subclasses are a great chance to
I
fix
it's
that
something I've
stuff.
been thinking about a lot, actually, and it could happen. I've been I pick at things,
Yeah.
right? And I've been picking at that, but it's a lot. It's a huge thing. So we'll see.
It's a lot of subclasses.
It is a lot of subclasses, and it's not just take a day and do a
Yeah.
subclass, right? Because you really have to think about how everything relates, and especially if you want to do different stuff with them, right?
Being unique in D&D is getting increasingly tricky, especially if you are a D&D Beyond player because of the addition of more and more third-party books, which is
Yeah.
fantastic for D&D Beyond, even though they don't always implement stuff correctly.
No, they don't.
But that's a whole other topic. But it is fantastic, but it does mean that you do start to get some subclasses that feel similar. So the Crooked Moon has um, the Crimson Sorcerer, and then there's a couple of other Blood Sorcerer subclasses from amongst some of the other ones as well. It's a classic theme, so it makes sense. But
Yeah.
it means that you can, if you look at a lot of that stuff, if you use a lot of stuff, it's very easy to feel like you're wading into similarities when if you just take that one book and compare it to standard D&D, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was one of the things I gave to Mike for feedback,
Mm.
with his first draft, was there was a lot of samey, right? And a lot of stuff that felt like it was samey as stuff from Wizards of the Coast
Yeah.
too. Like, and I'm like, no, this isn't fair to people who buy this. I was very diplomatic in the way I put it, but I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if we did what you've got here is very similar to this subclass that
Yeah.
already exists, and if this did something, here's an idea for a way it might do something
Mm.
unique, right? And then um, that I tried to do that, and he took that feedback. He was all for it, so that was good. But it is very easy, right? It's very easy to when you're making a subclass and it's like, okay, now I need a feature
Yeah.
for this level, and you are not inspired
Yeah.
to just throw in the
10 path teleport.
the same old thing that you've done before, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Originality's hard, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Is there an ideal other third party that you would like to work with on the design front? Or wizards themselves?
I honestly think if I do something, I'm pretty. I don't have a real preference. Like somebody wants to work on something and is interested in working with me. I'm probably interested in working with them too. But a lot of me wants to have at least something that I do where it's just me,
Mm.
right? Like maybe I've got artists, maybe I've got
Yeah.
proofreaders, but the design is just me, because then I that's where the rubber hits the road,
Yeah.
right? Is that good? If that's good, then I did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. Like bearing your soul, as it were,
that's
to the
right. That's
world.
right. This is what I've got. Right. Yeah.
Do you have a specific plan in terms of what you're doing with we're going back to the channel. Sorry, I should be clearer.
Mhm.
ADHD. Um, do you have a specific plan as to how you're driving the channel and what you're going to be doing going forwards?
Uh, Not right now. What I'm kind of just waiting to see how the dust settles
Mm.
before I make any long-term plans. Right? Short term, I'm going to keep doing content similar to what I'm
Mm.
doing. But long term, I want to see. There's just so much changing in the community right now. Right? Daggerheart just came out.
Yep.
Draw Steel's just coming out.
Yep.
Um, so we don't really know where things will be in a year. So why make plans a year ahead when they're not likely to be able to
Yeah.
work the way you think? I don't know if I'll be doing D&D content in a year, right? I think probably,
Yeah.
but I don't know that for sure. So yeah, I don't know. For now, I plan to continue doing what I'm doing. If I start doing design stuff, I would probably try to integrate it with my channel,
Yeah.
right? Because then I don't do like commercials
Mm-hmm.
on my videos, right? I don't do sponsorships and that kind of thing. So I can sponsor myself then,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I would probably try to do is work it in with my YouTube channel, get viewers maybe interested in what I'm doing, and try to monetize it that way. Um, so yeah, that could happen
Yeah.
within the next year. Other than that, I don't see a lot of changes.
Makes sense. I know that a lot of channels do something similar, like Peter from Tales from Elsewhere. Obviously, his entire YouTube channel is promoting his Kickstarter, which has just launched
Yeah.
as well, and his game as well. So I think this is it's not an unusual practice. It is somewhat unusual not to take sponsors at all, though. Why did you end up deciding on that?
Well, all right. So I think mostly it was because I got into a position where the YouTube income and the Patreon, as I said, I do not have expensive tastes. I want to meet, my bills,
Yep.
have a little bit extra
Yep.
so that if there's an emergency, um, my wife and I share a subcompact car.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do expensive trips.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot of money, and I was at the point where I had enough income without it, and so it was a luxury I afforded myself
Okay.
because I don't like doing the commercials.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It is extra editing work, which is a good enough reason not to do it.
Well, part of it too was I found it tough to come up with good ads
Mm,
because you're doing an ad for something that you don't really know very much about,
yeah.
right? And it's not something that I'm excited about. It's something
Yeah.
I'm being paid to push. It's not the same as making my video content, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy making videos. I enjoy talking to you. I don't enjoy doing commercials.
Yeah. Makes sense. Are you looking at Daggerheart and Draw Steel as potential video things?
I Potentially, yes. Probably not.
Okay.
I'm definitely looking at them. I'm
Yeah.
taking my opportunities to play them when the opportunities come up. I have a game. I just finished a game of Draw Steel on D20 Play. I'm going to be playing Daggerheart on Insight Check in a month and a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I want to play these games, so I'm familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, though, I don't like either of them as much as D&D, and that's a problem for doing extended amounts of content for
Yeah, of
them.
course.
Uh, um, but I might do some content, but it has to be something that hits me.
Yeah.
Like if I play Daggerheart in October and something connected with me for that session, I could totally do a video talking about it.
But it has to hit you.
But I can't make that up. Yeah.
It's really interesting. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much for finding time to do this. I know you're an incredibly busy man.
I really enjoyed our talk.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
So
thanks for having me. Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Obviously, we'll link to the channel.
Not really. I mean, watch my channel. if you're not familiar with my channel, check it out. It's Treantmonk's Temple.
Oh, where did you come up with the name?
Oh, I can tell you.
I
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
ask that.
Yeah. So the name Treantmonk came up. So I've been playing D&D a long time. And I remember when the 3rd edition monster manual came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time all the monsters that we're used to were in there, right? Just like they are in the current monster manual. But it was the first time in D&D that you could change a monster.
Right.
And the way you would do it in 3rd edition is you could add character levels to class. So you have an base orc, but you could have a 5th level fighter orc.
Yeah.
Right. And so you had 5 fighter levels. And we thought this was great, me and my buddies, but we also thought you could do some silly stuff with it.
Right.
And the silly stuff we came up with is, what if you took a treant and gave him monk levels so he could do like flying drop kicks and stuff like that, right? And Bruce Lee, but a tree.
Yeah.
We thought that was hilarious. And we joked about it, and then we moved on. And then Wizards of the Coast created a forum for chatting, and there was an optimization forum that I joined, and I was looking for a name. I'm like, Treantmonk, right? And that's where that came from. And then Treantmonk's Temple is just to be alliterative.
I respect it. I respect it. My channel name is Enemy Strife, which is also from a thing I decided like 25 years ago, and it's just somehow stuck with me. So I get it. Yes, I would have kicked myself if I forgot to ask that. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. We're just gonna say goodbye now, and then that'll be that. Ready?
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.